everyone, this is Shelley with Life Creates Art, and we are getting back to basics. So we are going to be talking about color mixing today, getting to know your colors. Just as we are all in our houses right now, staying away from the spread of the COVID-19, staying protected, making sure that we're all protecting one another, not just ourselves, but it's also about one another. We are going to get back to basics because that's what we're really doing. We're in our homes, we're getting to know our families like we maybe haven't done in a very long time. At Life Creates Art, as you well know, I not only talk about art, but I also talk about things that inspire you, things that build you up. So we're going to combine those again today, talking about family, talking about getting back to the basics of being in your home and building yourself up, but also with your art. Today, back to the basics, talking about color and getting to know your colors. It is so vital that you get to know your colors. So how does color make you feel when you see a painting? Or how does color make you feel? Let's say you pay attention to a certain color, a blue. How does hot pink make you feel? Does it make you feel warm? Does it make you feel a little sexy? Does it make you feel angry? Does red make you feel angry? How do colors make you feel? Because colors can bring about feeling, as we know. There are some colors that are associated with calm. There are some colors that are associated with a little bit of agitation or excitement or things that can spark you. So color, we know, brings a lot of feeling into our lives. So we want to pay attention when we're working with our art with the colors that we bring in to our art. And remember, with your colors that you bring in, different colors are affected by different light. And that's why it's important as we're getting back to basics here, even within your own home and even outside of your own home, just go out in your yard and look at maybe a green leaf. Take a green leaf and look at it in the morning and see, maybe take a picture of it and see what it looks like, that green color in the morning. And then maybe in the afternoon sun, that same green leaf in the same spot, and then take a look at it in the evening, because different light changes your colors. And you have to keep that in mind when you're putting colors onto your canvas, that different light is going to affect the colors you put on your canvas. So we've talked about how colors affect our mood, and we've talked about how light affects different colors, and you have to keep that in mind. Now let's take a look at Van Gogh and Starry Night. Van Gogh, Starry Night, he uses that cool blues, and it brings a calm to us and then that pop of yellow right there with the moon. It's just that calming blue that sort of draws our eye around. And then we pop over to Frida, who takes all of those calming greens. Now, there's not a lot of pop of color in this painting. It's just those nice, soothing, calming greens. She did not have to use a lot of colors in this. A lot of the paint on her palette was greens and maybe some browns and blacks. There was not a lot of colors on her palette. Be careful not to overuse your colors. I have a tendency to have a lot of trouble. I'm a very colorful painter, very colorful artist. So it takes a lot of practice for me to pull back and not use as much color. Now there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an artist who's drawn to a lot of color. But for practice, I suggest that you definitely take your palette down a little bit and maybe use 3 colors and combine those 3 colors. Let's say a brown and a white and maybe a black, and that way you've got some grays. Look at this picture by Picasso. It's called The Painter. Now, I duplicated this painting, and it was such a challenge for me to do that. When you challenge yourself with colors, You learn from every step. Now, I'm going to have trouble with his name, but I'm going to say it anyway. Leonid Afremov. I hope I said that right. His Eiffel Tower. Look at all these beautiful colors that he puts in there. Oh, this one just makes me come alive with such light and such bright. Look at all those beautiful colors. But look how he executed it. It is just amazing execution. When you use a lot of colors, you have to be careful of your execution. We're going to be talking about composition. We're going to be talking about where to put colors and how it's important in future. Now, this is Back to Basics is going to be a series. So right now, we're going to be getting to know our colors. It's important that you do this. And it's just a thing that you can do, and you can have these little papers set aside to get to know your colors so you know what color combinations work and what you need to combine. What are your favorite colors? What don't you like? What do you like? What color combinations work? Get to know your colors. Get back to basics and slow down. Even if you're painting like wild right now, slow down and say, you know what? I think I'm going to do something a little different. I think I'm going to lower my palette a little bit and just work with 3 colors and get to know those colors. So we're going to do a little practice right now, and I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. All right, everyone. So we have returned, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what combinations can lighten colors. So you can use white to lighten a color, or you can use yellow to also lighten a color. So when you use white to lighten a color, be careful because sometimes it can make certain colors a little bit cloudy, and you can also use yellow. And so here you can have this to do with lots of different colors, not just red, but lots of different colors to show you and keep aside what colors you can find through the white combining with red. So what we're going to do, I hope I made myself clear. What we're going to do is we're going to start with white, and we're going to gradually add a little bit of red, and hopefully it'll be about 10% of red to where when we get to this spot, we are at 100% red saturation. And I'm going to add my solid white, and then I'm using a crimson red. And I'm just for right now, because I need new palettes, I'm using just paper plates. So using paper plates because that's what you can do when you're trying to do the best you can during this COVID-19 shelter in place. So here is going to be just solid white. This is just 100% white. There is no saturation, no color in there. So I'm going to add just a tad of red to this. Now, red goes a long, long way. So you have to be really careful because we want to do just 10% every time. We want it to be very, very gradual. And sometimes this can take practice to do this. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's add just a tad more. No, it's probably a little bit too white. Like I said, red jumps very quickly into that red. So keep combining, and you want a 10% jump every time. So you want to keep combining. I'm going to add a little more water, a little more red. We need to start increasing it here. And this just shows you what white does to red and what kind of pinks you can get, what kind of cool colors. I think I need a little more. What kind of cool colors you can get with combining white and red. And this takes practice to do this, to get the 10% jump every time. But this is a way to really get to know your colors. And it's important that you do this. And now that you have the time to be at home with your family, maybe doing some painting, start to get to know your colors like you've never gotten to know them before. Okay, that's more of a jump there. I'm gonna have to jump a little further here if we're gonna get to solid red. Ooh, that one could be a little more. I've just got 2 more before I'm at solid red. All right, now I'm going to rinse my brush because the last one is going to be a crimson. Can't have any white. And there we go. So this just really gets to know, lets you get to know your colors. So this is starting from white and combining about 10% with each one. Now let's do a little bit of yellow, combining with our red. I'm just using a cadmium yellow. We're going to start with a solid yellow. I have 2 water cups over here to help me. And it's important when you're painting, speaking of basics, that you have 2 water cups because it will help you with the frustration level and cleaning your brushes. So yellow, there's yellow. Now we're going to go 10%. We're going to add a little more red, just a little more. See what it does to that. And remember that the red goes a long way. Adding a little water here. Woo! That's a lot. Slow that down a little bit. There we go. And you can see what kind of orange you can get with this. Go a little deeper here. And these are good just to have these little cards that you've made sitting around so that when you are trying to create a painting, you can refer to these and you can say, oh, I need this yellow, so I know I need to combine a crimson red and a cadmium yellow. And so that way you can know exactly what to go to. And that's just part of getting to know your paints. Really having fun. I'm going to add a little more red. Really having fun with your paints and your colors. Ooh, that might have been a little bit too big of a jump. Maybe add a little more yellow to that. So right now we have time with our family, and I hope you all are safe and taking advantage of every single moment you have with your family. This is, I know, a very scary time. And There's a lot of people that are getting very sick. We have to be cautious and careful with where we go and what we do. All right, just a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to make that jump with the solid red. And here we go, just a solid red. So you can really see the scope of these colors. Now I'm going to do the same thing, probably put that on fast forward, and we're going to do black and red, and we're going to do red and blue. We're going to start with the red and we're going to add black. We're going to start with the red and we're going to add blue. So I'll be back in just a minute after I clean. Okay, so I really love what we did here with looking at the different shades and how we can combine the colors, the black with the red and the blue with the red. And I encourage you also to, before you put your paint, your colors on your canvas, take a paper and put them out onto that paper. Spread them out, see what kind of what the light looks like, different lights. What does this green look like with this blue? And what do the two look like combined? Do I like this color combination? Do I like this color combination? And play with your colors, because your colors will make a difference in your painting. It is your painting, besides composition, yes, of course, but your colors are what is going to draw people. It's going to affect their emotion. And so remember, your emotions right now too are being affected by what's happening in the world. So I hope that you going back to basics and taking a breath and starting from scratch, getting to know your art from a most basic way and really taking the time to be with your family in a most basic way. Have cookies and milk with your grown children on the floor in a picnic. That's what I do. We have these grown men on the floor and we have Oreo cookies and milk. And it's such a precious time. We do games and we do crafts. We do all kinds of things together because we're taking it down to the most basic thing, and that is the value of family and spending time together. And the value that you will have with your art in taking time to break down colors and really get to know them is going to benefit your art so much. So this is Shelley signing out, and I hope and I pray that all of you are keeping yourself healthy, keeping yourself strong and strong emotionally. And remember, leave comments below. Please, 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 I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you're all doing. I want to see where you're watching from. Tell me where you're watching from, what state, what city, and what you've been doing with your family, and how this is helping your art. So I thank you so much for watching. And next week, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it's going to be something about back to basics. So it's going to be exciting. I'll talk to you soon.